is by creating routines and rituals. And I'm actually going to give you the exact strategy that I use on a daily basis to do this. You don't have to copy it, but maybe this will give you some ideas as to how you can use it. Routines and rituals are huge. I'm sure some of you can relate to, school just went back in Canada. I think it was back a few weeks ago in the United States. Any of you that are parents know that when the kids go back to school, it goes back into routine and things are a little bit easier to manage. You get up at the same time, you take the kids to school, pick them up, and so on. When the kids are home in the summer, it kind of throws your routine off, and a lot of people notice that their productivity dips. So entrepreneurs resist structure and routine because we don't want to, like, that's what we did in our corporate days, or when we worked for someone else, or we had that old business we don't like. We resist it, and there is an element of freedom. You don't want to necessarily have a routine structure to every single thing you do in your day, but that's the whole thing, is you can change what you do at any given point. There is value and benefit to having structure, though, to having things that you do on an ongoing basis at the same time every day to ensure that you're going to get the results that you want. So it's about creating the positive habits. Mine, the biggest one, I know Corey does this now as well, is I get up at 3:30 every morning, and I use the first 3 to 4 hours of my day to do things that I know are going to get me into that momentum state in my business. It includes creating a high level of motivation in my mindset, but also creating a high level of activity, so that I'm creating this positive feedback loop so that I keep going and I don't allow myself to fall into one of those negative ruts where I'm not getting anything. So I accomplish things, I get some success. The more success I create allows me to create more motivation. So here's what I do: is every morning I use this 3 notebook system. So here's a picture of the notebooks on the outside. I have the one on the left is let me show you them on the inside here as well. The one on the left is a notebook that I use for my studying. I read books every single day, or I watch some kind of educational video to always feed my mind. It's like taking your car to the gas station. You need to do this daily. Feed things into your mind, because when you read something, you read something from a Richard Branson or anybody, it could be something not even inside of business, it's going to give you a dose of inspiration that you can then use. So the notebook I use on the left, I spend, let's say from 3:30 to 4:30 every morning doing some kind of mindset input. Reading a good book, watching an educational video, watching a motivational series. I don't know what it is. I make notes in that book of aha moments that I get that cause me to feel inspired and motivated. I note them. So a lot of the time what I do is I read a book front to back, and I basically Coles notes the chapters. I can go through that book you see on the left side and essentially reread an entire book in using a couple of pages of notes. You can kind of see a bit of a screenshot there. That's literally what I do. I go through the chapters, I write down what I've learned. I have the book on the right, which is I call it my daily journal. This is where I write down where my head is currently at. What's currently motivating me? What are some of the things that have been working for me? How was I thinking yesterday? What were some of the ruts that I fell into? Yesterday was a productive day in the morning and then a horrible afternoon. I write that down so that in the future I can go back and read it and say, why did I have a bad day that day? Oh, it was a negative comment at my help desk. It threw me off. It threw my confidence for a loop, and then I didn't get anything done. Okay, boom, I know how to correct that now, right? I have a strategy to deal with it. Every single day, I'm using that book on the right to document and journal my mindset, and I'm also writing down my goals every single day. Where am I trying to go? What am I trying to do? And I don't worry about how I write my goals. I just write them down. My fitness goals, my health goals, how I want to be with my family, and I write them down however I see fit, because it's energy. It just keeps me going, keeps me thinking about what's going to keep me on the right track. The notebook in the middle is the big one. It's the planning one. I have inspiration, I have my journaling, but now the planning is, where am I at in my business? I write down what I've been learning, what I've been working on. Now where am I going? Okay, I've got a launch coming up. I've got a product that needs fixing. We've got the Fix This membership site. I've got a webinar coming up. I want to relaunch Prod Create. I've got the software application. What do I need to do today? I've got some broadcasts to write. I try to batch things and think, what am I going to do for the next 3 weeks? I'm always planning, my day, my week, and my month using this red booklet, right? So if I scroll down, you can kind of see things are systemized. I'm trying to think both in terms of, a month out, a week out, and the day out, so that I can go into my day. I plan and I can go into my day knowing, okay, here is what I'm going to accomplish today, ideally starting with the most difficult things first, and I'm going to hit them with as much energy and passion as I can so I can create that momentum and be in that state of action. But it's a controlled action. It's not just me running around like crazy. It's based on, an hour to 2 hours of thinking, planning, and doing it from the right state of mind so that when I do execute, I'm on the right track.